Hi guys, it's your girl Coco and welcome to my channel. I'm back! Happy New Year everyone! I hope you all had a great holiday season. As I mentioned in my previous vlog, so much has happened in my life. It's been pretty overwhelming. But I'm here today and I'm here now to give you all a quick update on how my 2022 has been and some of the key highlights from last year. Okay, so work. So I went back to work in January of last year, right before the fifth wave happened in Hong Kong. And you all know how that turned out. If you don't, because you live in places around the world that have moved on from the pandemic, which is pretty much everywhere else, the government tightened all forms of anti-epidemic measures, which included a ban on dine-in services, closure of gyms, saunas, cinemas, massage parlors, and suspension of face-to-face teaching in Hong Kong. There was citywide testing, there was fear of separation from families, and hey, let's not forget the flight bans and the testing of all arrivals into Hong Kong. But more of that on a separate vlog in which I will let you all know how I coped with COVID in Hong Kong and managed to have a baby. Anyway, settling back into work has been great. I'm very fortunate to work in a firm that allows us to work from home up to 2 days a week. That's been really great, and it's allowed me to spend more time with Dee and manage the household. On the home front, we now have help in the house, especially since I've gone back to work, and I'm just so grateful for that. I always say here in Hong Kong and some parts of Asia, we are so lucky to have help in the household. And ever since our ate joined the family, she's really been a blessing in disguise. I think one of the key highlights of last year with regards to the home front is losing our electricity for around 2 weeks. It's a crazy story. So it only happened in our unit in the entire building, which is 19 floors. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but basically one day, poof, electricity just died. We panicked. Back then, Dylan was around 9 months old and it was just crazy. We found a short-term solution, but can you imagine having an extension of cords all around the house and one main supply, which was in the kitchen area? We found someone at nearly a fraction of the original cost that we would be paying in Hong Kong, and trust me, it's not cheap. And this person managed to fix everything in 3 days, so very grateful. And honestly, looking back on it now, I just cannot believe we survived 2 weeks with no electricity. Okay, family life. So the biggest highlight for us last year was Dee turning a year old. It was a very special moment for us. We had a small gathering with family and some of his godparents, and honestly, it was great. Since then, of course, he's also learned how to crawl, sit up, walk, run, fall. His molars have erupted. He sings to himself, he talks to himself, and he loves anything with wheels and the color yellow. Oh, and most recently, and I'm talking about the last 3 days, he's learned how to say papa. Not mama, not ate, not mommy, papa. I mean, I go mama, mama, and he's like Coco, Coco. And I'm like, that's good enough for me. It's just so sweet witnessing all of this. And honestly, I'm so happy that both JR and I have been here and are here to witness a lot of these special milestones in Dylan's life and our lives. Okay, and how about me? Personally, last year was a tough year, but hey, I'm pretty sure a lot of us were going through a lot as well. I think the only way that I survived last year was really through all the help and support, whether that was from family or my close circle of friends. I think a lot of the stress that I felt was a direct impact of the fifth wave and all the crazy measures that the government had in place. I felt so trapped here. There was so much paranoia. I mean, hey, there's a difference between being careful and being full-on paranoid. And it's crazy because it still happens to this day. You take the MTR, someone coughs, people are going to look alarmed. Some people will stand up and walk away from the person coughing. If your toddler is not wearing a mask, some people are paranoid about that. Hey, I've had people hand my ate a mask for Dylan, and they've told her he needs to wear a mask. He is not yet 2 years old, and by the global World Health Organization standards, he does not have to wear a mask until he is 2 years old. I mean, there's tons more examples that I could share, but going on social media didn't help because there was so much news circulating. People's mental health was so concerning, and honestly, I didn't feel the government was doing much. So when restrictions finally eased in the latter part of last year, I made the decision to travel to Manila for a month, and I think it was one of the best decisions I made last year. I took Dylan to see his grandparents in the Philippines. I took him to see his great-grandparents, and I think the break from Hong Kong was really good for my mental health. Oh my god, I felt so good. Even breathing in the filthy Manila air was so great. But 2022 has ended. We are now starting a new year. I have no major resolutions. I just want to focus on myself, my family, and my career. I want to continue to be present in Dee's life. And I do want to travel more. To those of you who made resolutions in the new year, let me know what they were. Again, I'm so excited to be back in the swing of things. I look forward to posting more content. So stay tuned to more of this and life with the Coco.